Hey everybody, welcome to the Wellness Garden Tool Shed. My name is Leah and I'm going to be pulling the 10 cards for today. I do not have my table set up because I'm kind of in the middle of something. So I apologize, I haven't been as regular with doing the readings, but that is because I have actually been busy having to play catch up with some hair work. And then I was gone last week for a party, a graduation party that was so much fun. We got to dress up like fairies. Oh, it was so much fun. So, anyway, I am using this deck, and I apologize because I don't know the name of it because my cat took over my room and thought she owned me. So, we had to do a little bit of mass cleaning. So, let us begin. Hold on just a second. And I'm back. So, I had to fix my headset. It felt like it was falling off. So anyway, so I am going to use this deck, and I apologize. I don't know the name of it. But my cat ruined my Rider White deck. So, and I'm trying to look into the camera that's up here, but it's easier to talk to myself over here. So please bear with me. So, okay, so let's start out. I use a Celtic cross spread, which is 10 cards, and it's just to see how this energy flows for this week. The energy's kind of been crazy. I have just entered my Saturn return, and I don't know if it's in my second or third house, but either way, it does not feel good. Okay, so, all right, so let's begin. First card is, all right, Six of Cups, and this is in, can you see this without the glare? I'll put a picture and post it up. Is Six of Cups in reverse is kind of like clinging to the past and hanging on to stuff, not really wanting to grow up, Peter Pan syndrome, wanting things the way they were and they're not. So it's kind of being forced, like you're you're being stubborn as far as not wanting to move on, or you don't like the change. You don't want to have to grow up and actually be responsible. Um, that's understandable. Why not be like a kid and have everybody else do it for you? Adulting can be difficult. All right, what is the block in this? The sun. Okay, so the sun is a very positive card. Oh, that's good right there. So, regardless of what its location is, the sun is the idea. I guess we're being rebellious to the idea that something new is coming into play. We don't want things to change the way they were, but there is a bright idea that hasn't quite been released yet, and I guess we will find that out. That is the energy that we do need, or that we're not seeing yet, of the possibilities of things. Um, okay, I can kind of get that for me. Hopefully, you can get that for you. What is the root of this? The root is Guardian. This is Woman of Crystals. Okay, so this right here, this is your Queen of Crystals, which is the Queen of Wands. And of course, this was also in reverse. So again, it's that being stubborn, holding steadfast to old ways that probably no longer serve um, anyone. So it's time to let go of the ways that no longer serve. Sometimes we have situations that are forcing us to change, and we are clinging hard with all our might to resist this change. And the one thing that is constant in this life is change. Okay. Um, Ten of Worlds. So this is Ten of Pentacles. So this is about our family, our finances, and the material world as we know it and what we have. So that's a good money card. But I think we are worrying because, as you know, the world is kind of changing. We are going through a massive shift. And clinging to the past is not going to help you. Like, there could be some really good ideas that come out of all of this, because what I think I've been doing on my memes on my socials, that sometimes it's not about the end result, but it's how resilient you are. And we always know there's strength in adversity. So clinging to the past is only going to prolong the inevitable. So you might as well let it go and adjust, because you got to be adaptable. Evolution's about adapting. Strong as fittest survive. That's just nature. That's how we were built. So that's kind of this message for this week, because there's a lot going on. So what is for the higher good? Again, uh, this one says passion, Ten of Cups. So passion. All right. This is also in reverse. So it Ten of Cups is that family, that love, that joy that comes from our friends and getting together, which we're not doing. And it's so funny. I was just talking with my son earlier today about how people just don't really care about the other person. It's all about the me, me, me. And I blame the selfie generation of that. And of course, people don't intentionally do it, they just do it, right? So, this is something we're not, all of this stuff is happening to bring us together, okay? That is what I believe this message for this week is about. And I know there's Venus just entered Taurus or something like that, and again, I'm not an astrologer, astrologer. For that, you want to go see Kaylin over at Kai Astrology, or you want to go see the hippy dippy Candace over on her channel. They'll help you out with that. Okay. So what's around the corner? Around the corner. Oh, Rejoicer. Women of Cups. Okay. So Rejoicer. Look at that. Family love. This right here is the nurturing of other people. Okay. This is the one that builds everyone up. Sometimes she forgets to build herself up, but this woman is the one that has to put the oxygen mask on first, but she is the mother of all mothers. She's the nurturer. And I think we need that energy to help each other in this week ahead. Maybe we need a little bit of more nurturing or something like that. So, all right, what's our superpower in the for this week to use? And I think with this reading, okay, this is a general reading for the collective. So we are seeing this whole thing of like we're sad, we feel bad that things are changing rapidly, actually, and we're seeing a lot of trouble on the news where people are not kind to each other. They're not helping each other. They're arresting them or taking them away and deporting them out of the country. And again, that's all terrible, but we can't focus on that all the time. We have to help and nurture each other and comfort each other and try to help those, because that's the only way that we're going to learn over this, because this whole negative situation that's happening now is building us to show us our strength in adversity, and we'll come out on top, because that's kind of the way things kind of always happen anyway. It might take some time, but I always have to have hope. Let's see what our superpower is. Oh God. Uh-huh. Do you see what that says down here? No, that's, oh, there you can see it, death. Well, okay, again, our superpowers. Okay, this is a metaphorical death. This is not an actual death. So, our superpower as the human species is that we have evolved and we have come out of some really hardships and come out on the other side. Okay, so this is the inevitable change that's going to happen, and just like death, there's a transformation that happens. We don't actually die, our bodies transform, and they go into sorry they go into a new phase. Okay, like your physical body dies, but your soul moves on to another plane or heaven or dimension, whatever you want to call it. But I don't believe your energy just dies. So with this evolution, this new evolution that's kind of happening, and if you look at the whole Aquarius Pluto thing, and also Aries in Neptune and all these kind of things, it talks about kind of this revolution which changes stuff. What is death? Death is the ultimate change. Okay, but again, we have a lot of change here and a lot of clinging to the past, but we have to remember, as a human species, we have evolved. I mean, look at, we've come a long way from finding fire to cell phones and smartwatches and things like that. So again, that really is our superpower. It doesn't feel like it, but we are quite adaptable. Okay, we have to remember that we are quite resilient. It is the strong will survive. So remember, you got to take care of yourself. But we're kind of going through it, aren't we? Massive change. I don't know why this week feels extra, but I guess it is. The next card, this is the outside influences on this, and this is Child of Cups, which would be Pages of Cups. And what is that? This is all about creativity, some new ideas. I think it's going to come from a young person, and we're going to have to see, like, maybe not have to, but we're going to see like something that's creative that's going to come help our situation, because that's what this position right here is all about. How the outside influences happen and help. And you might be meeting people at a party. If you get invited to go to a party, you might meet some artists that you can collaborate and work with, but it's coming together. And maybe it's the artists coming together. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be something that they can form, like some kind of, I don't know, benefit or some kind of something just to awaken the soul. It's also getting in touch with your intuition and your spiritual side. So is this woman of cups over here. She's very psychic. She's very in tune to her abilities of knowing things. And this right here is teaching you how to get in touch with your psychic abilities as well as the arts. Okay, it's all the arts, but it's very creative, it's very feeling, and all those kind of things. So again, we have a lot of cups going on here today. A lot of emotions, huh? Okay, so let's see what our hopes or fears are. And we've got the sages of cups. So regenerate. Oh, okay. So sages. Oh, no, sage of cup. Okay. So this looks like the knight of cups, if I'm remembering this the way I'm supposed to. It looks like there's a sword going on there. So this is somebody who it's kind of like this falling in love, the romance, the kind of the rose-colored glasses, which fits with the Six of Cups. It could be somebody coming in. I don't know if this is the player card. Honestly, I'm not sure how this fits in this real quickly here. Huh. That's interesting. Let me get back to that one, okay? And then the outcome is Man of Crystals, the inventor. Okay, so this is like the King of Swords. So this is all about the new organization, the leadership, and the hammer coming down in law and order. Hold on a second. Okay, I just had to go over this. I found my little book, Voyager Tarot. That's what this deck is, and it is by James Wanless. He's a PhD. So I messed up. Okay, I actually cheated. I went and looked at the book, because the Child of Cups right here is actually like the Knight of Cups. So this is like somebody coming and whoosh in and save the day. It's the feeler. It's that's what it says on here, and it kind of brings more of a positive, like someone's going to kind of give us some relief and come in. Now, of course, whenever we have the Knight of Cups, this person kind of comes in, sweeps you off your feet, and then might leave right away. So this could be somebody that's going to kind of maybe give us some hope, some uplifting, some rejuvenation to something. The Sage of Cups, this one right here, I apologize for me to go look that up, but this deck's been a long time, and my cat kind of messed up my other deck, and I had to throw it out. So this right here, the Sage, is more of like the hope is bringing in that childlike energy. It is the regenerator, and again, regeneration. Isn't that funny how we have death? These cards are a little different, so you kind of have to look at the symbolism on here. And then we have Man of Crystals right here, which is like your King of Swords, and so the leadership in law and order is going to come back to play. So if I had to look at this, and maybe people are all freaking out about a lot of the stuff that's going on, is we have a group that wants to cling to the past. Okay, there's ways that are supposed to be happening that we've learned in the past, but there's some tweaks we need to do along the way, right? And this sun right here is the energy for that new idea, that thing to kind of come forward. We haven't quite used it yet, but that's the energy that needs to come forward. We need these things to be implemented, the new ideas, because we've had some ideas, but we didn't really implement them the right way, so things got a little stuck. And then we have the Woman of Crystals. She's in reverse. Again, this is the root of the problem, is people just don't want to give up their control. They don't want to let it go, and that's what kind of has us in this kind of uncertainty in this time. But this is part of our evolution. This is part of the journey in life, because change is inevitable and we all hate change. We all want change, but for whatever reason, we seem to resist it. And that's kind of what's happening with some people. Not everybody's feeling that, right? And of course, we have the 10 of Worlds. This is the 10 of like Pentacles. What have we learned in the past? What is really important? We all want to feel safe. We want to feel secure. We want to be financially secure. We want to have a home. We want our family. We want everybody to be protective. And of course, that energy is here. And how did we do that before? That's how we use it in this. That energy is what we use for now. And then we have the 10 of Cups here and also reverse. And again, this is like things feel disarray. We got family not coming together. People are pulled apart and there's some strife going on. But yet we have the Women of Cups around the corner where we get to say, yay, rejoice and get that nurturing care for each other and care for yourself, and then really get in tune with your spiritual side, because that's what's kind of been missing in this whole dynamic. It's more of the material world was so important, which it is, living in this physical place, but it's not the end all be all. There's more to this whole being and existing than just the material world, and that is your spiritual connection. And again, a lot of death helps us, reminds us about our connection with our spirit side, because our spirit doesn't die, it just transforms. Well, our physical being transforms. So our energy goes into something else. And death is what? The ultimate rejuvenator. We come to an ending cycle so that we can rebuild and regrow. Just like, you get a fire in in an area and then you get all this new growth. So death is not your scary, grim reaper coming to get you. And then we have the Child of Cups, which is, sorry, I thought it was the Page, but apparently it's not. It is the Knight of Cups. And so this is the one that comes and kind of gives us a spark of hope, and like there's going to be something that gets us going and kind of awakens our soul to maybe get us to move a little forward. And then of course the Sage of Cups is like the Page of Cups. Page and Sage rhyme, so maybe I won't forget it this time. And this is about an invitation to get in touch with your psychic abilities. It is also the regenerator. This is the newness, awakening your psychic things. And a lot of people are afraid of their psychic abilities. There's been a lot of talk with taboo over all of that stuff, but it's not. There's even science that's behind it. This is kind of like this logical guy, if you really want to get serious or into it. It's like, it's not necessarily the woo-woo, because quantum mechanics and quantum physics explains a lot of law of attraction and string theory and entanglement and all those kind of things. So that's the logical side, but something's going to put the hammer down where there might be some logical leadership coming in and stepping in. That'll be interesting to see this week, and let me know if you're feeling it, whether it's in your work, whether it's in your little micro area, in your own little family life, or if it's in, kind of the chaos in the media, or if this is just, you can relate to this one way or another. So yeah, that's what we got this week. It's a little, change is hard. People always want to stay in things that seem easy because we know what that is. Everybody's got the fear of the unknown. But I think if we can be open enough and really look at the possibilities, that we learn from our lessons, we learn from our strifes. There is strength in adversity, and it's very character building. And again, it transforms us, right? We shed the old and come out with a new, brighter, younger, youthful skin that's even stronger. So, and you know what? I wore my little snakes today, So, snake sheds its skin, and then it's all shiny and pretty. And snakes are, they are about health. That's why they use them on the staff in medicine. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. So if you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. It helps boost the channel. And I apologize, I didn't really do my makeup. I look a little, tousled, but I'm getting ready to go camping, and it's Sunday. And yeah, so anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous week. Because I'll be out of town, I won't be doing the shorts, but I'll try to do what I can when I can. All right, have a great day.